My sister faked panic attacks to ruin every big moment in my life. So I did not let my family come to my wedding and told everyone about their lies. On my best day ever, I made sure my mom, dad, and sister did not come. Some people say I only thought of myself. Others say I was strong. But for many years, my big days were ruined. I wanted one day just for me. Now I keep thinking, did I do too much or did I do what was right? I am 23 years old. I married my man, Leander, who is 33, last month. But I did not ask my mom and dad or my younger sister, Oelia, who is 28, to come to my wedding. Now, some of my family say I am bad and mean. I need to know if I made the right choice or if I did too much. Let me tell you why I did this. When I was 15, my sister Oelia was told she had anxiety and sadness. Doctors said they could help her with pills and talking. It was not going to kill her or make her unable to do things. But from that day on, everything in our home was about Oelia and her mind problems. When I was 17, I knew something was not right. I worked for months to get ready to try out for the school play. It was the main part in Romeo and Juliet, and I really wanted to be Juliet. My mom and dad said they would drive me to the tryout and wait for me. Oelia said on the morning of the tryout that she was having a panic attack and needed to go to the hospital right away. My mom and dad took her to the hospital, and I had to stay home. I missed the tryout completely. Later that night, my grandma called to ask about Oelia. While we talked, she said she saw Oelia at the store earlier that day. Oelia was laughing with friends and carrying bags of things she bought. When I asked my mom and dad about this, they said Oelia must have felt better after the doctor, but the tryout was already over. My grandma and grandpa flew from far away to be with me for my 20th birthday. We had a big party at a nice place to eat. My mom and dad got a special cake with my picture on it, and I asked all my friends to come. Oelia said 2 hours before the party that she was very worried about a test coming up and needed to see a doctor fast. My mom and dad took Oelia to the quick doctor place in the car that had my cake in it. The party went on without them. My grandma and grandpa paid for everything and tried to make it a good time, but I spent most of the night thinking if Oelia was okay. When my mom and dad got home at midnight, I found out that Oelia got a little bit of medicine for her worry, and they let her go after 20 minutes. They ate my special birthday cake in the place where you wait at the hospital because Oelia said she was hungry. This kept happening all through high school. In my last year of high school, I was the head of the talking team, and we got to go to the big state meet. Oelia had a mind problem on the morning of the big meet. My mom and dad said she said she could not be alone and needed someone with her all the time. Instead of watching me play, my mom and dad chose to stay home with her. We won first place, but no one in my family was there to see it. A good school said I could come, and they would pay for some of it, but my mom and dad said they could not pay for the rest. They said they were saving money for Oelia's future help and doctor costs. I worked 2 jobs all through college to pay for school and got a paper in number work. At the same time, Oelia quit the small college 2 times because she said the work was too hard for her mind. When I finished college, I asked my mom and dad to come to the big day. I bought plane tickets and saved seats for them. Oelia called them the night before I finished school crying. She said she was very upset after seeing a post on the computer about school endings, and it made her worried. My mom and dad flew back fast to be with her. I walked across the stage by myself, while my room friend's family yelled for me in the crowd. After school, I got a job at a good number workplace in a different city. I worked hard and got a better job as head number worker in 4 years. When I called to tell my mom the good news, she said good job to me for 4 minutes, then started talking about Oelia's recent help with her mind problems. She talked about Oelia for 25 minutes. About this time, Leander and I met at a work thing. He worked at a different number place, and we started to like each other. His family was nice to me right away. His mom knew when my birthday was without me telling her. His dad asked about my work and really listened to what I said. His sister gave me a card when I got a better job again. They were happy for my good things and did not make it about someone else. After 3 years of being together, Leander asked me to marry him. We decided to have a small wedding with just family and friends who were close to us. When we made the list of who to ask, I started to get very worried about asking my mom, dad, and Oelia. I kept thinking about Oelia having a problem during the wedding or my mom and dad leaving in the middle to take care of her. Leander said we should talk about all the big times Oelia had messed up over the years. We made a list, and it was much longer than I thought. Oilia had problems at my high school finish day, college finish day, birthday parties, the dinner when I got a better job, and even a weekend with my mom and dad that Leander and I had planned. Every big thing in my grown-up life had been messed up because of Oilia's mind problems. Leander asked what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted one day just for us with no bad stuff or problems. We decided not to ask my mom, dad, or Oilia to the wedding. I called some of my aunts and uncles to tell them and asked them not to say anything about when or where the wedding was. The wedding was great. Leander's dad walked with me down the middle because my own dad was not there. Leander's mom helped me put on my dress and fixed my hair. We had 50 people come to be happy with us. No one left early, no one had a health problem. For the first time in many years, everyone was looking at me at my own party. 3 days after the wedding, my cousin put pictures on the computer. My mom and dad saw them and called me right away. They left 15 voice messages and sent many text messages. My mom said I did not say thank you and only thought of myself. My dad said I made them feel bad in front of other family. They said they were good parents who gave everything to their girls, especially to Oilia, who needed more help. Oilia sent me a long note saying I broke the family and made her have a very bad worry attack that put her in the hospital. She said I was mean for not asking her to such a big day, especially because her mind had been getting better. Some aunts and uncles called to tell me that family should stick together. They said that Oilia's mind problems were not her fault and I should be more okay with it. They said my mom and dad tried their best to help both of us and that Oilia really needs help. Some of my cousins don't talk to me anymore, but some family members are on my side. My grandma said she knows why I did this, but she wishes things could be different. One of my uncles said he saw what was happening over time and that it was not fair to me. Now I wonder if I was wrong. Maybe I should have given my family one more try. Maybe Oilia was really sick all those times, and I am being too hard on her. My mom and dad gave up a lot for Oilia over the years, and mind problems are real health issues. Maybe I was bad for making myself happy before Oilia, but I remember how calm my wedding day was. For one time, I did not spend the whole day worrying about someone else's problems. I could think only about marrying the man I love with no other things to think about or fights. Leander and I could have fun at our party.
I have been married for 1 month, and my mom and dad still don't talk to me. Oilia sometimes texts me and asks when I will say I'm sorry and fix things. The rest of the family is split, with some saying I did the right thing and others saying I did too much. I need people who don't know my family to tell me what they think. Was it wrong of me not to ask them to my wedding? Should I have done things in a different way? Am I being mean to Oilia and my mom and dad? Or was this the best choice for my mind and my marriage? First update. I want to say thank you to everyone who wrote back to my first post. People I don't know saying nice things helped me see that other people saw what my family was doing too. Some people talked about something called Dr. Hurt, and it helped me see my young days in a new way. A lot has happened since I last wrote. First, my mom and dad tried harder to make me say I'm sorry. My mom called the place where Leander works and told his boss that he took their daughter and made her not like her family. She asked what the workplace does to workers who break up families. Leander's boss was confused and told my mom that family problems are not the workplace's problem. My dad started calling Leander, leaving messages about how I was always a hard kid who needed more patience. He said Leander didn't know what they went through with Oilia and that I made everything sound worse to make people feel sorry for me. He asked Leander to talk me into making up with them. The worst thing was when my mom called Leander's mom and cried because they lost their daughter. She said I stopped talking to them without telling them and wouldn't say why. Leander's mom, who used to help people with problems, listened well and then asked some questions about my family. When Leander's mom asked about certain things like finish days and birthdays, my mom got mad. She said that Oilia's mind problems needed everyone in the family to give things up, and that I was making too big a deal about missing a few things. Leander's mom said that missing every big thing in a kid's life was more than just a few times. My mom said Leander's family was making me think bad things about my own parents, and the talk ended badly. Leander's mom told me later that my mom hung up the phone on her when she said that moms and dads should be able to go to their kids' finish days. But the biggest surprise was from my cousin Jessica, who is a girl and 26 and who lives in the same city as my mom and dad. She called me last week with news I didn't expect. Jessica told me she was thinking about my wedding and remembered something weird from when we were young. She said she always thought it was strange when Oilia had problems at just the wrong times, but she never said anything because mind problems can happen anytime. Then Jessica told me about something that happened when I was 17. It was the night of the big school dance. I saved money from my job to buy a dress and have someone do my hair nice. The boy I liked for a year finally asked me to go with him. 2 hours before the dance, Oilia started having what my mom and dad said was a very bad panic attack. She said she couldn't breathe and felt like she was going to die. My mom and dad rushed her to the hospital and told me they would try to come back in time for pictures. They never came back, and I went to the dance with my date's family, who took pictures of us. Jessica said she was working at the movie place that night and saw Oilia with her boyfriend at the time I was supposed to be getting ready for the dance. Oilia was eating popcorn and looked totally fine. Jessica thought that was weird, but thought maybe Oilia got better fast and my mom and dad let her go out. Jessica never told me because she didn't want to start a fight in the family. But after hearing about my wedding, she started to wonder how many other times Oilia got better just when I had something important happening. This news hit me harder than I thought it would. I always thought Oilia's panic attacks were real, even though they happened at bad times. Finding out she was out having fun while I missed my big school dance made me think about everything again. I decided to look at Oilia's posts on the computer over the years. What I found was upsetting.
On the day I finished college, when she was supposed to be having a breakdown because of finish day problems, she put up pictures of herself at a music show. The time showed she put them up at the same time my mom and dad were going home to take care of her. When she had the panic attack that messed up my 20th birthday party, she was at a place to eat across town with her friends 2 hours later. The place showed she was there at that time. My mom and dad said she was too worried to be by herself. I found at least 6 times when Oilie's posts on the computer didn't match the emergency that messed up my events. She was often out having fun with her friends, looking happy and fine. I took pictures of everything and showed them to Leander. He was quiet for a long time after looking at the proof. Then he asked if I thought Oilia was pretending to have mind problems to ruin my special days. I didn't want to think my own sister could plan and be so mean, but the proof was right there in her own posts on the computer. She had been lying about being sick for years, and my mom and dad either didn't know or helped her do it. This made me see my whole young life in a new way. It wasn't just bad luck or bad timing. Oilia had messed up my good things and parties on purpose. My mom and dad made it okay for her to do this by never asking why she got better so fast or why it always happened at my important times. I decided to talk to Oilia myself. I called her and asked why she put up posts from a music show when I was finishing college, when she was supposed to be having a mind problem. She didn't say anything for almost a minute. Then Oilia started crying, saying I was hurting her when she was already having a hard time. She said her posts on the computer didn't tell the whole story, and that she made herself go out even when she was having panic attacks. She said I was being mean by questioning if her mind was really sick. But when I talked about seeing her at the movie place on dance night, Oilia's story fell apart. She couldn't explain why she was eating popcorn and laughing with her boyfriend when she should have been at the hospital with a panic attack. Oilia finally said that she would pretend to be sick when she thought I was getting too much attention. She said it wasn't fair because I was good at everything while she had mind problems. She said she deserved help and attention too, especially since people were praising me for things that were easy for me. I asked Oilia if she knew that her fake emergencies made me miss important things in my life that I can never get back. She said my events weren't more important than her mind needs, even though she made things seem worse than they were sometimes. The talk ended when Oilia said I was a bad sister who never helped her with her mind problems. She said I was using a few posts on the computer to say that her years of real worry and sadness weren't true. After we hung up, I realized Oilia didn't say she was sorry for anything. She didn't say she was sorry for the hurt her lies caused me. Instead, she tried to make me look bad for showing that she was lying. I haven't talked to my mom and dad since finding out about Oilia's fake emergencies. Part of me wants to show them the proof and see what they say, but another part of me thinks they already knew the truth and chose to put Oilia first. Anyway, Leander thinks I should focus on building our life together instead of trying to make my family see what they did to me. He says that even as they said everything was true, it wouldn't give me back my finish days or my ruined dance night. I've been staying off the computer and not answering calls from other family. Some of them are still telling me to make up with my mom and dad, saying family should forgive each other no matter what. But I don't think you can forgive someone if they won't say they did anything wrong. Right now, I'm working on my marriage and my job. Leander and I are looking at houses in a new city because his work gave him a better job. The idea of starting over somewhere new away from all the family fights sounds good. Second update. I didn't want to write again, but something important happened that I think people who have been reading my story should know. Last month, Leander and I moved to Denver for his better job. We bought a small house and we're getting used to our new life. I was feeling better about the wedding thing and was worrying less about what my family thought. Then my Aunt Carol, who is a woman and 54, and my mom's sister, called me when I didn't expect it. Carol had been one of the family who told me to make up with my mom and dad. She left me many voice messages after the wedding, saying I was stubborn and only thought of myself. Carol's voice sounded different this time. She said she needed to tell me something important about Olaya and my mom and dad. She asked if I could meet her for coffee when she was in Denver for work next week. Carol had never been on my side before, so I was careful, but I was too curious, so I decided to meet her. Carol looked nervous when she got to the coffee place, looking at her phone a lot. She told me she was cleaning her mom's house, who died, and found something that changed how she saw my family situation. Carol took out a box full of old letters and cards. She said my grandma kept all letters from family for many years. Most of it was boring family news and holiday cards, but Carol found a group of letters my mom wrote to my grandma over the years. The letters started when Olaya was first told she had anxiety and went through high school and college. Carol gave me a letter from when I was 14. I read in my mom's writing about Olaya being jealous of my good schoolwork and friends. My mom said that Olaya started having panic attacks whenever I brought home good grades or was asked to parties. The letter said that Olaya's doctor thought she might be having her worry attacks at the same time as my good things without knowing it. My mom wrote that the doctor said the whole family should talk to someone to help with sister fighting and trying to get attention. But the most shocking thing was what my mom wrote next. She said that she and my dad decided not to do family talking help because it cost too much money and took too much time. Instead, they chose to give Olaya more attention when she had attacks to make her feel better. My mom's letter said she knew that Olaya's panic attacks got worse when people were happy for me about something. Instead of dealing with this, my mom chose to go along with it by making sure Olaya got as much or more attention than me when I did good things. Carol gave me another letter from my last year of high school. My mom wrote about Olaya's panic attack on dance night, saying she got better fast and went to see a movie after. My mom knew Olaya was well enough to go out, but she didn't come back to take dance pictures with me because she didn't want Olaya to feel left out. There were letters about my college finish day, my better jobs, and even when I said I was getting married. My mom said in each letter that it was strange when Olaya had problems, but she always chose to give Olaya what she wanted emotionally instead of coming to my parties. The last letter was from just 4 weeks before my wedding. My mom told my grandma that Olaya was mad because I didn't ask her to be my main helper at the wedding. The letter said that Olaya planned to have a panic attack at the wedding to remind everyone that she needed help too. My mom decided not to talk to Oilia about this bad plan. Instead, she said she would leave the wedding early if Oilia needed her, because Oilia's mind was more weak than my feelings about my wedding day. Carol said she read these letters 3 times before calling me. She saw that my mom and dad were not just victims of Oilia's mind problems, they had taken part in a pattern that thought Oilia's trying to get attention was more important than my real good things. I asked Carol why she was showing me this now, since she had said bad things about me after the wedding. She said that reading my mom's own words made her see that I was telling the truth about Oilia trying to ruin my things. Carol said she was sorry for not believing me before. She said that to people outside the family, my mom and dad looked like they were doing their best with a sick child. She didn't know they were choosing on purpose to let Oilia trick people. After Carol left, I sat in my car and read all the letters again. Seeing my mom's feelings in her own writing was more upsetting than I thought it would be. She had known all along that Oilia was planning her attacks to ruin my good times. She decided to reward the behavior instead of stopping it. When I got home, I showed Leander the letters. He was quiet for a long time after reading them. Then he said he was sorry that I had to see proof that my mom and dad didn't care about my happiness. I decided to make copies of the letters and send them to Oilia. I wrote a note asking her to explain why she thought it was okay to plan panic attacks just to ruin my wedding and other things. Oilia called me 4 days later, yelling and crying. She said I had no right to have those letters and that I was invading her privacy by reading them. She said her mind problems were real, even if she made them seem worse sometimes to get attention. I asked Oilia if she knew that planning to have a panic attack at my wedding was mean and lying. She said she didn't do it because I didn't ask her to come, so I should be happy instead of mad. Then Oilia said something that surprised me.
She said she always thought our mom and dad liked me more because I did well and was easy to take care of. She said her worry and sadness were real health problems, but she found that having attacks gave her the attention and care she wanted. Oilia said she never wanted to make me upset and that she deserved mom and dad's support and parties too. She said my good things were easy for me, but her mind problems were hard work that should get attention. I told Oilia that making up health problems to take attention away from other people's good things was not a good way to get help. I said that what she did made me miss important things like finish days and dances. Oilia said those things were not as important as her mind needs. She told me I was selfish for putting parties and events before her mind health. She said I didn't care about her problems or help her get better. Oilia ended the call by saying she was blocking my number and never wanted to talk to me again. She said instead of helping her get better, I chose to break our family by telling private things. I haven't heard from my mom and dad since Carol showed me the letters. I think Oilia told them that I have proof that they helped her do bad things. Part of me wants to show them the letters and see what they say, but I don't know what I would learn from talking to them. Leander thinks I should let the whole thing go and focus on our new life in Denver.
He says I now have clear proof that I made the right choice by not asking them to the wedding. Olivia had really planned to have a panic attack at my wedding, and my mom and dad were ready to go along with it. I've been thinking about whether I should send copies of the letters to the family members who said bad things to me for not asking my mom, dad, and Olivia to the wedding. Some of them might change their minds if they knew the truth about Olivia's planned behavior. But I'm worried it will just make more family fights and split people up. The people who are most important to me already know the truth. Maybe it's best to let other people think what they want. Right now, I'm working on getting used to our new city and making friends with people who don't know about my family. It feels good to be with people who are happy for my good things without saying but or comparing to someone else's needs. Last update. This will be the last time I write about the wedding thing. I wanted to tell what happened because many people have asked how the story ends. Olivia showed up at my Denver home about 3 months ago. I wasn't expecting her and was surprised to see her on my front porch with 2 bags. Olivia said that our mom and dad made her leave the house after she fought with them about getting a job. She said they told her she needed to be more on her own and stop needing them for everything. She drove to Denver because she had nowhere else to go. I did not let Olivia come in. Instead, I asked her why she thought I would help her after everything that happened. She started crying and said we were sisters and that family should help each other no matter what. Olivia told me she had been thinking about our relationship and knew that some of the things she did over the years were wrong. She said she would work on herself and fix our relationship if I would give her a chance. I asked Olivia about the planned panic attack at my wedding that my mom wrote about in her letter to my grandma. Olivia said she thought about doing it, but said she would never have actually done it. When I kept asking Olivia about all the other times she made things up over the years, she got mad. She said her mind problems were real, even if she sometimes made them seem worse to get attention. She said I was being unfair by talking about a few times instead of seeing that she really had health needs. Olivia said she would say she was sorry for any hurt she caused me, but that I also had to say I was wrong for leaving the family when she needed help. She said that not talking to her hurt her mind and showed I didn't care if she was okay. I told Olivia that I did not want to fix our relationship. I said that her habit of ruining important things had made me unable to trust her anymore. I said that not taking full blame for what she did showed that she hadn't really changed. Olivia got very angry, saying I was mean and held on to bad feelings. She said I was using her mind problems against her and punishing her for her health needs. She said I had always been jealous of the attention she got from our mom and dad. I told Olivia to leave my house. She said no, saying she drove for 15 hours to see me and deserved a chance to explain. She sat down on my front porch and said she wouldn't leave unless I said she could stay with Leander and me for a while. I had to call the police to make Olivia leave my house. When the police came, Olivia said I was her sister and that we were having a family fight. She said I was mean and harsh for not helping her when she had nowhere to live. The police told Olivia she couldn't stay on someone's land without permission, even if they were family. They asked if she had anywhere else to go, and Olivia said our mom and dad made her leave, so I was her only choice. One of the police officers told Olivia to call local help services for a place to live. Olivia started crying, saying she just wanted her sister back and didn't understand why I was so cold to her. After the police left with Olivia, I was upset by what happened. Leander came home from work and found me sitting on the couch looking at nothing. He asked what happened and I told him about Oilia's surprise visit. Leander was worried that Oilia would come back or try harder to talk to me. He said we should put cameras around the house and get a paper from the court that says Oilia can't come near us if she keeps bothering us. My dad called me 2 weeks later, the first time since the wedding. He said Oilia was staying at a cheap hotel and had no more money. He asked if I would think again about helping her, because she was my sister and family should help each other. I asked my dad if he had read the letters my mom sent to my grandma about Oilia's fake emergencies. He was quiet for a minute and then said those letters were private and I had no right to see them. When I asked my dad if he knew Oilia planned to have a panic attack at my wedding, he said Oilia's mind problems were hard to understand and I was making it too simple. My dad thought that Oilia really had worry and sadness, even if she sometimes acted out to get attention. He said that as her family, we should help her get better, instead of blaming her for what she did wrong. I told my dad that I was done letting Oilia trick people. I said that her habit of ruining my good things had hurt me in ways that saying sorry couldn't fix. I said I wasn't responsible for fixing problems that he and my mom caused by helping Oilia get attention in bad ways. My dad got mad and said I was selfish and mean. He said Oilia was really having a hard time and needed family help to get better. He said I wasn't doing what a sister and daughter should do. I told my dad that Oilia was a grown-up who had to deal with what happened because of what she did. I said she had spent many years on purpose hurting my important times, and that I didn't have to save her from what happened because of what she did. My dad ended the talk by saying he was ashamed of the person I had become. He told me my mom was sad after losing both of her daughters, and that my not giving in was breaking the family apart. I haven't heard from anyone in my family since that phone call 7 months ago. Leander and I got used to our lives in Denver and met new people from work and things near our home. We joined a group that walks in the mountains and helped at a place that saves animals. Last month, I got a better job as the head of the number work at my company. When I told Leander my good news, he took me out to eat and called his mom and dad to say congratulations. His family sent flowers to my work, and his sister gave me a card to say congratulations. For the first time in my grown-up life, I could celebrate a good thing at work without being afraid that someone else's emergency would take attention away. There were no crazy phone calls about panic attacks or health problems that needed help right away. I don't feel bad about not asking my mom, dad, and Oilia to my wedding. My grandma's letters showed that they took part in a habit of thinking Oilia's trying to get attention was more important than my real good things. Some people might think I should have given my family more chances to get better or tried harder to fix our relationships, but I've learned that I can't make people say they did wrong or fix the hurt they caused. My life is now calm without all the drama and tricks that were part of my teen and young grown-up years. Leander and I plan to have kids in the next few years, and I promise to make a home where all kids feel loved and treated the same. I still think about my family and wonder what would have happened if my mom and dad had dealt with Oilia's jealousy and trying to get attention when we were younger. But I can't change the past, and I won't let their problems keep hurting my future happiness. To anyone reading this who sees the same kind of things in their family, I want you to know that your good things are worth being happy about without any buts or comparing to others. You don't have to control how other people feel or give up your own happiness to keep things calm. Sometimes the best thing to do is to make new ways with people who really want to help you do well. That's what I did, and I have never been happier.